Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Cheeseboy628 here today giving you a UU tier Pokemon Showdown battle. This is a brand new UU team I have here. Basically it's a bunch of defensive Pokemon, and then the only two offensive threats I have are a Scarf Darmanitan and an Agility Porygon Z. The rest of the pokes are mostly specially defensive actually, and I just have a physically defensive Zapdos to take care of that. It's because most of the other pokes I have are just naturally more specially defensive. And even though Zapdos is as well, I just put defense because I do need a defensive wall. And Sableye is not physically defensive because I found the idea of swaggering something to just boost up their physical attack, and if they are a physical attack, it would just harm my physically defensive Sableye, which I don't really understand. So that's why I'd bring it in on special attackers, get those swaggers up so it only hurts itself more than doing any damage to me. And if they do get a special attack off, I'm specially defensive so I don't take much damage. So yeah, that's what I think. And then the Zapdos that's physically defensive, it's a toxic stalling one. So that's the only thing that's not really standard here. Although I'm sure it's pretty popular in 4th Gen actually. But anyway, now looking at his team, he has a Sableye, and that thing is a troll. I need to figure out how to take that thing out because that's like the core of everything on his team. That's the way he's going to get by. So taking that out will be very helpful. And then he also has Darmanitan and Victini, both extremely offensive fire threats. I need to check if they're scarfed because otherwise I can bring in Darmanitan, and that's the goal. So yeah, let's see how this battle goes. So I start out with my Zapdos as he brings in Sableye, and we both go for the Toxic on first turn. Of course he goes first since he has Prankster, and this is kind of annoying because Zapdos is my physical wall, so it's going to be a bit tough. So I just go for the T-Bolt right away though, since they are normally physically defensive, and he brings in Porygon Z, which is really nice because I'm pretty sure he's not going to be scarfed, so I'm just going to go for the T-Bolt. Luckily he's not able to set up with an agility, so I'm able to just take him out with 2 T-Bolts, which is really nice because that's a huge special threat out of the way. So now he brings in Darmanitan, and I'm just going to go for the EQ. I'm like risking a speed tie there potentially, but luckily he does switch out to Sableye, and I don't want Darmanitan to take any extra damage, so I'm just going to bring in Claydol now and hopefully get up some rocks because he does have 3 pokes that are weak to rocks. So now he does switch out into Ambipom, and I just go for the Earth Power to get some extra damage on because killing that Sableye will be very important. So now I go into Sableye now though, because anything that's stabbed from Ambipom, I'm going to be able to wall him since there's really nothing that he can touch me with. But he does have the Seed Bomb, which is interesting. But nonetheless, I just go for the Will-O-Wisp now to try to get that Ambipom to get some extra residual damage, since Life Orb plus Burn is going to be very nice. But now I do bring in Claydol, and Sableye is running low on health, and I just want to go for the Earth Power or Ice Beam. I do go for the Ice Beam here, predicting the Togekiss coming in, but as you can see, he's obviously not going into it. And so I'm switching out here because I think that Sableye set cannot touch me, so I bring in Darmanitan. I'm fearing the fake out here, so I'm going right back to Sableye, just playing it really safe. And predicting a Sableye coming back in, I go for the Swagger, and if he stayed in with Ambipom, it would still be alright because it can't really touch me. But yeah, now that the Sableye is confused, which is my goal here, that way he'll potentially hurt himself. So I go for a second Swagger, because if he confuses himself, that'll do a nice chunk of damage to himself. And if he does hurt himself here, I go for the Foul Play, finally take out the Sableye, and that's really beneficial to me. So now he brings in Ambipom. I'm not scared of that. I'm just going to go for the Willow, and he goes for the Seed Bomb. So thank you to Burn and Life Orb. He's going to die very soon, and that Seed Bomb is still not going to touch me. So now I'm just going to recover stall for a couple of turns because it's really not doing too much to me, although the Toxic is starting to take its toll on me. So I'm going to switch out to Roserade because I can wall him pretty well. He goes for the low sweep, oddly enough, so I guess he was predicting the switch, which was pretty cool on his part. Good move. And now I bring in Togekiss, and I really cannot switch in on this thing. I'm just going to go for the Sludge Bomb, hope for maybe getting the poison, but unfortunately I don't get that, and he Air Slash Paraflinches me, and that's alright, because Roserade really wasn't going to do too much this battle anyway, as its goal is just set up spikes and toxic spikes. Now I bring in Darmanitan though because that is a huge threat to his team. I can just click Flare Blitz and that will do a nice chunk to anything. Now I'm scared because I don't see anything on this Victini yet. So he goes for the U-turn though, and he shows Life Orb, and that is huge because now I know for sure that Darmanitan is faster. Now he brings in Togekiss again. I'm just going to go for the Willow just to get some residual damage, and he goes to the Air Slash, takes me out of course. But now I'm going to bring in my Darmanitan because I know Flare Blitz is just going to do a lot, and thankfully it does take him out, because if it didn't, I'm worried that the Air Slash may have taken me out. Now it brings in Victini again, and I don't know if my Flare Blitz can take him out, so I'm going to switch out to Claydol just in order to really just sacking it so I can go for EQ, hopefully. But yeah, he goes for the U-turn here actually, which is nice because they go for the Earth Power, do a lot to this Darmanitan. And I'm waiting to see what he goes for, and he goes for the Rock Slide. So I'm like, okay, I can go into Porygon Z. If he's locked in, I can just set up an Agility and sweep. But he's actually not locked in, and this is really good for Darmanitan because now I'm faster than both of those. I can lock myself in an Earthquake, and from there, Darmanitan can just take out the rest of his team with EQ. Just press EQ one more time, take out the Victini with ease, and that was a pretty darn close 1-0 victory. So that was an excellent battle, darkaxxon07. Yeah guys, thank you for watching as always. This was actually my first battle with this UU team, and of course there's definitely room for improvement. Since I do have a bunch of especially defensive pokes, I may change Claydol to be physically defensive since it does have good physical bulk. So yeah, one more announcement. There is a potential that I will reach 250 subs tonight, and if I do, I will have a 250 sub special for you guys tomorrow, and there's just going to be a whole ton of new content that's going to happen for this channel after that. So yeah, get excited for that, I know I am. And yeah guys, thank you for watching, like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.